Hello there YouTube, Back in the Day Toys here with a very small car boot haul video. We tried going to the normal big car boot today, but there's a lot of rain blocking the roads, so a lot of roads are flooded. So we tried getting there, but were unsuccessful. Had to turn around, come home and go to the smaller local car boot that I don't normally bother with. We still found some goodies. So found some house clearance people who had loads of boxes with just random little bits in, like this little skull key ring thing, this old note, which I think is from maybe Denmark. They had this Pocahontas rubber, dice, this little pig, and these Kellogg's Looney Tune memory card game things. Bit of nice old-fashioned wrapping paper. These were all in boxes in a corner. And I was like getting a bit of a handful of stuff together. And when I went over to ask how much, they said, oh, was it that side over there? All that stuff's free. So I thought, oh, blimey. I also found this Kodak case over there. And when I went to ask the price, I saw they had all of these. So I said, how much for these old films? And she said, £3 for the lot. So I thought 2, 4, 6, 7 for £3. Less than 50p each. And with all this other junk thrown in there, I thought £3, bargain. Picked something like this up once before at a car boot sale for a few quid, or pennies, and found out it was worth a few quid, so always pick these up if I see them now. Then this little lot here I got from a seller who I've bought from before, or I hadn't actually bought from before. Last time he had a big box of micro machines, and I said, how much were they each? And he said £1, so I thought, I won't bother with that. So this time he had a big box of like little toy soldiers, and I saw there was some of these in there. I forget what these guys are called now, but I've picked a fair few of these up in my time. So I said, how much were they a piece? And he said, pull a load out and I'll make a bundle. I hate it when people say that. I don't know how expensive this is going to be. So I started pulling out one of each. So I bought one of these guys and one of these guys, although he had more of both of those. These flags, but he had a few more, and he had a load of these little pieces. Didn't know what they were from. Got one of each of the style of those. This dude, and he was the only one like him in there. These guys who are a bit too big to be micro machines. So I don't know quite what they're from. This one little fella who kind of looks like he could be Warhammer, but he looks too small. And the markings seem off. So I don't know what he's from, but he was not badly painted. And this, which I think is maybe Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man, and maybe this is the Hobgoblin. I don't know. So I pulled this little bundle out, and as I say, there's more of these, more of these, more of these. And I said, how much for this little lot? And he went, just give me £1. So I thought, yeah, we'll do that. He's there every week, so I said I'd go and research and see if I could figure out what these are, and if they were worth anything, and basically I'll go back and buy more. So I've taken photos of all these. These ones can't find anything on. This is whatever I thought they were, and I forget. This guy's pretty cool. Turns out he's quite rare, so he was a good find. And these are actually bits from catapults and crossbows. So these are quite desirable pieces to complete people's games. So yeah, I'm going to go back next week if I get the chance, and we'll buy all these other little bits. Very cheap too. He also had these Druid Field Archers. Can't find that up online. And Kendall Bowman, can't find that online. Don't know what this is, can't find that online. This weird little cat face thing, which I quite like, but can't find that online. This one, which I'm sure must be worth something, the Grand Canyon at Alton Towers, because that must be quite an old one. And this, which I don't know what the hell this is meant to be. It's not magnet, it's not a pin, just some little knife. So you said £2 for that little lot, which, considering how cheap all that was, I was like, yeah, go on then. He also had these two bags, this bag of blue men and this bag of silver men. Now, the blue guys, they look like Martians, he said. And he said these were robots. Well, these kind of look like Cybermen to me. But I don't know if they're game pieces, but there are a load of those. Can't find them online. I wanted £1 each for them. So I spent a £5 in the end. 1, 2, or was it £1 for the both? No, it was £1 for the both. So I spent £4. £1, £2, £3, £4. So we're going to go back next week, get some more of these catapult and crossbow game pieces. There's a toy trader / regular trader who's always there. He had this that he wanted 50p for, and he had this that he wanted a tenner for. Now, I walked away from this because a tenner for these seems a bit too much for me. I don't know what they were, but they obviously had some age to them. But I kept thinking about them, so I went back and said, and looked again, and he said, listen, you can make me an offer on those because I'm having a bad day. He wanted 10. I offered him 8, and he was still umming and ahhing about it. What did he think I was going to offer him? But in the end, he said, yeah. Again, it's still a bit much that I'd like to pay, but I thought it's basically £1 each for these little things, and you've got these little beds and this weird table. So I don't know, maybe they were from something Polly Pocket-wise, I thought, but I've looked it up. They're actually Disneykins by Lewis Marks from 1961. Not worth an absolute fortune, but probably worth more than £1 each, so it wasn't so bad. Bought this little lot. Now, this ended up costing me £12 in the end, but it started off cheaper than it ended. So when I first went over, I asked him about books, and he said the books and CDs were 50p each or 3 for £1. So we found WWF The Music Volume 5, this weird game that I haven't looked up yet, UFO, the Enemy Unknown, this Tales of the Goosebumps Special Edition book, Lord Iffy Boat Race, God knows what that is, and then 2 Henry Discovers books. So I bought that little pile there for £2, so I was alright with that. Then I asked him if I could look at some of his old postcards like this, and he said, yeah, have a flip through. They're 50p each, but he didn't say 3 for £1. So I started flicking through. I didn't find very many. A couple of Cheddar, a couple of Weymouth, and some, places I've visited before. And then as I was looking through them, he said, I got some modern ones here too. So he brought over like a big stack, and most of these are from the modern stack. So they're like Nintendo 64 game promotions, Bewitched, Awake and Breathe promotional postcards. Some of them, these are just postcards that interested me, but it's going to get ugly. That was from some game. What was that game called? Micromaniacs. There's a lot of Toy Story 2 ones. Emperor Strikes Back, Spud You Like, Reach for the Sky, Partner, Hello Toys, some Heinz Ketchup ones, Pretty Little Flowery Thing, Shh. Toy Story again, Toy Story, some Star Wars ones. It says they're a set of 7, but they didn't have the whole set. Dreamcast promotion, Double Trouble, 2 of a Kind. I forget what their names are. Mary Kate and something. Ashley. I don't know. What does it say on the back there? The twins may look identical, but they couldn't be more different. Oh no, it doesn't say what they are. I forget now. This, which I think that logo's Animorphs. Was that what they were called? Alien Invaders are taking over your TV. I think that's an Animorphs, where they did books on those as well. I'm a Cinemaniac. Dreamcast again. Ketchup again. The Good, the Bad, and the Bugly. Very strange. More of these Micromaniacs ones. I Have a Dream. Another couple of Micromaniac ones. I like the Bitter and Twisted bit of that. Cheddar Caves. Just Somerset in general. Blech. More of that. So yeah, he said 50p each. I asked him what he wanted for 38, and he said a tenner. So I think that's expensive for postcards, but maybe some of them might be worth something, because they're like Toy Story 2 promotions and other stuff. Now, this I'm a bit gutted about. Bought all these comics, threw them in the rucksack, didn't realise I was ruining them as I put them in my rucksack. So we got Star Trek Next Generation number 2, now ruined when it wasn't when I bought it. And number 3, now ruined like it wasn't when I bought it. Number 5, not quite so ruined, but still. Number 6, bit ruined. And number 7, Alien vs. Predator, number 1 as well. And I've kind of creased the edge of it, so I'm going to have to try and flatten all of these out. Marvel, The Year in Review, 1989. Marvel, Year in Review, 1990. Tales of Batman, Gotham by Gaslight. Batman, Holy Terror. Now, these ones might be interesting. Haven't looked any of the comics up yet. Hellraiser, Nightbreed, Jihad. And it says book 2 of 2. And he had book 1 of 2. Now, I'm sure I've had this one before, but I've never seen the second one. And these he said he wanted £2 each for, because these are like graphic novel type things. The Sleaze Brothers File and Batman and Dracula. He said he'd do me a deal if I bought, more than a few. So I ended up buying this whole stack for £12. So, yeah, it wasn't the cheapest day. What did I spend there? 24 there. £8 there, so that takes me to 32. Free pile plus the 3, that takes me to 25. Wait, what was I on? 12, 12, 24, 24 plus 32 plus 3, 35, sorry. 36, 37, 38, 39. So I spent about £40 on this little lot. Nothing super exciting, but still some cool stuff. Like, I could probably sell these little bits and cover my whole costs, or maybe a couple of these little tins. We'll definitely go back. We'll pick the rest of the crossbow and catapult bits up, because clearly no one knows they're in that junk box except for me. So we'll go back, we'll clear all those up next time, and we'll do a big bundle of those sorts of things. But we'll have to go after the main car boot sale. Oh, and someone gave me a bag to carry some of this crap in. And it was a nice little old Woolworths bag. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. So yeah, not the best day. Weather sort of defeated us. If anyone has any idea what some of these things are, these little figures here and here, if these are Spider-Man things, what this dude is, because he's a bit strange, or these, or any of the badges, I'd be really interested to know. But yeah, hopefully we'll do better next week, guys. Bye!